My name is Educator John. I find the molecular mass of a particular compound in chemistry. Okay, molecular mass, relative molecular mass of a compound. Now, relative molecular mass has to do with the sum of all the relative atomic masses of all the elements that make up that particular compound. For instance, if you're asked to find the relative molecular mass of sodium chloride, so the molecular mass or the formula mass of it will be the sum of the relative atomic mass of sodium and that of the relative atomic mass of chlorine added up together. You get your what? Your answer. Okay. So let's look at a question like this. Let's say find the RMM, that's relative molecular mass for me. You can call it formula mass. Okay. So relative molecular mass of, let's say, sodium trioxocarbonate 4. Sodium trioxocarbonate 4. But before you can be able to do this, you must go back to look at at least the first 20 elements. You must know their relative atomic masses. Okay, if you don't know their relative atomic masses, it might be a big problem for you to understand this. So you have to know them. Okay, so in my solution, sometimes they will give you the masses, but sometimes they will not give you. So in my solution, I'm going to give you the masses. Okay, so let's say sodium is 23. Okay, carbon is 12. That's the atomic mass, the weight of the atoms. Okay, so oxygen is 16. Okay, oxygen is 16. So if we want to find the relative RMM of sodium triaurocarbonate 4, it will be the sum of the individual relative atomic masses added together. Now let's go. So it's going to be for sodium, it's going to be 23. Sodium is 23, right? So it's going to be 23 times. If you look at this place, you see that sodium is having is we have two atoms of sodium in sodium triiocarbonate. Okay, so we have two atoms. So we are going to times this by 2. Okay, we now add then carbon, but we have 12 for carbon, 12. So we write it. Then for oxygen, oxygen is 16, but we are now going to do what? Times it by 3 because we have 3 atoms of oxygen here. So you just go ahead and times it by 16 times by 3. So we now solve this times this is 46 plus 12 plus this times this should be giving us 48. So we have 48. Now, if you add this together, this plus this should be giving us what? 58. And 58 molecular mass of this is 106 gram. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. Find the relative molecular mass of magnesium tetraoxo sulfate 6 MgSO4. Magnesium tetraoxo sulfate 6. I believe you know the name. Okay. So now to find this, what we know is that magnesium, the relative atomic mass is 24. I guess yes. So we now have sulfur. Sulfur is 32. Then we now have oxygen is 16. Okay. So we do it the way we did the first one, right? So we are going to sum them up and we get the RMM. All right, let's go. So we say RMM of MgSO4 is equal to 24 plus 32 plus, right? That's 24 for magnesium, 32 for sulfur. Then oxygen is now 4 in number, so it's going to be 16 times what? 4. So let's find out. We have 24 plus 32. 16 times 4 should be giving us what? 64, I guess. Yes, 64. So 64, yes. So we now add these things up. This plus this should give us 50 plus 120 gram. Okay, 120 gram. So okay, when I was solving this in the Plus, some people ask question. They say, how do you now solve a hydrated salt? How do you find the mass or the total mass of a hydrated salt? The total mass should be found by just finding the mass of this, okay, and the mass of this, and then add them up together. You get the what? The relative molecular mass of the hydrated salt. Copper, copper is equal to 64, and sulfur is equal to 32, oxygen is 16, and hydrogen is 1. So let's find it out. So to find this, we say RMM of this compound. There's a species pentahydrate. Penta is 5, okay? So it's going to give us this. Let's move. So copper being 64, we add then plus 32, which is sulfur. Okay, come on, I'm writing. Okay, this is S. Okay, so um, oxygen is 16. 16 times 4, that's 64 as we did before. Okay, then plus 5 times hydrogen is 1. 1 times 2 is 2 plus oxygen 16. That's everything will be 18. That's 16 oxygen plus 2 of hydrogen. That's going to be 18 times 5. Okay, so it's going to be equal to 64 plus 32 plus 64 plus 5 times 18. 5 times 18 should be 0 90. We have a 250 gram of this hydrated compound.